Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and I am trying out something new before I head out for the Super Bowl. I don't know if this has actually started recording or not. This is me using my walking stick, selfie stick, along with having my wireless microphone, so that way it's connected to it. So hopefully you can see me talking. It keeps my hand free, and hopefully holds the camera steady. So this is just a test, and we'll definitely be using this a whole lot more, depending on how the reception works, how the sound works, and so on. So what I'm hoping is when we get out to downtown during the Super Bowl, we can get out in the crowds and we can start interviewing people. Hopefully I'll run into some of you guys at the Super Bowl. If you're in Houston, I'll be looking for you. Then we can kind of go and say, well, hello, friends. Here we have our special guest, such and such. We'd just like to say hello to the crowd and have some fun with this. So we're trying to upgrade my equipment and upgrade what I'm doing here. And since I have a day job and I don't have a camera crew, you got to make do as best you can. And like I said, I'm just actually walking and talking and seeing how well this works. Just kind of wasting some time. And if you guys tune in later on tonight during the Pro Bowl, I will definitely be trying this out, or like to hear your comments tonight from there. I'm seeing that I have a few people here online. Try moving the mic closer. Okay. Actually, it's a wireless mic right here. It's hard to hear me? Okay. Let me see if I can speak up a little bit. I do have a lot of traffic that's going by, and this is part of the reason why I wanted to try that. There's nobody there. I was just doing that as an imagination. It's pretty quiet, and there's some strange feedback. Well, that may be because I might not be in the best of zones. Let me double check the microphone here, make sure. Okay. Let me check the microphone and see if that sounds any better. Make sure. Let me change frequencies on here. Okay. Is that sound a little bit better? We got two frequencies here. Maybe one was interfering with the other. Might need to change my batteries. I might need to refresh those a little bit. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Maybe I just need to talk louder. Okay, that's better. Okay. So definitely need to get some fresh batteries before I head out. Question is, visually, with me walking around, is it, you can understand everything, just feedback? Well, you know what it may be? Maybe that the microphone's too close to my face, and that might be where you're getting some. I'll be back. Fixed. Perfect. Microphone was too close to me, so it's actually probably a little bit more powerful than I thought. So, is it, with me walking around, is it bad as far as picture goes and seeing stuff around? Does that like make you dizzy? Do I move too quickly, or does the light change? Everything is good. I can't wait to get to Dallas and go tour the Star and take you guys along with me. And I definitely can't wait to get to Super Bowl in Houston. This will be a lot of fun as we walk around the stadium and things and live stream and run into people and stuff. Maybe we'll run into a few celebrities or a few great football players. What's up, Dak? This is weird because technology is really amazing, because the fact that I am walking, talking to you guys, and getting feedback instantaneously is just freaking amazing. We're going to go 14-2 next year. Well, you know what? I don't care what we go during the regular season as long as we go to the Super Bowl. I'm fine with 10-6 of the Super Bowl win. Just saying. No, it's fine. Got worse. Think you're going to answers late? You're getting our answers late. Probably am. There's probably a delay on here. I'm already here. Oh, cool. Well, I can't wait to see you there, Spider Hard. I'll be there Wednesday night And Thursday I'll be trying to get on the set of PTI, excuse me, not PTI, on First Take. Oh, you live in Texas. Okay, well that makes it easy for you. Okay. And see, there we go. We have a biker that almost ran me over. Okay. Okay, so our walking and talking actually works better than I thought it would. Although I'm noticing that the picture, the light changes a lot. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to beat the Giants next year, Dak. I'm fine with 10. Yeah, I'm fine with 10 and 6 too. Listen, it's gonna get tough next year. We're gonna have a hard schedule. We're not gonna have everything fall in place like we did this year. We're gonna have some injuries, and we're gonna have people that are gonna be gunning for us. So don't set your expectations up too high, because expectations are the building blocks of resentment. Well, Angel, if you're close to Houston, what I'll do, I'm going to try and do a couple of meetups down in the Super Bowl, and I'd love to get you guys on camera and stuff. In fact, this would be great to have a whole nice crowd of Joe Boo Sports Report fans behind me, and all just saying, how about them Cowboys or something would be fun. Oh yeah, Stephen A. Smith, you know, he loves the hate. He's actually going to enjoy it. He loves all the attention, even if it is negative. Where's Joe Boo? Joe Boo's back at the house. The only thing is I'm trying to figure out how, I guess I have to carry Joe Boo with one hand, hold the camera with the other, and work it out that way. Yeah, I'll do some live streaming during the Pro Bowl. It's not like you really want to watch the game. Yeah, Stephen A. will definitely need some security. So, at least I'm getting some exercise. Darn, you almost got taken outside. Yeah, I did. Yeah, she did kind of roll up on me real quick. What are my thoughts on Wentz? Overrated. It's funny because watching the Senior Bowl yesterday, thinking back at how everybody was all up on Carson Wentz at the Senior Bowl last year, and I was watching Dak Prescott look better in that game than Carson Wentz. You know, and everybody keeps talking about, oh, the Eagles are set at quarterback, you know. They've got the franchise quarterback. I'm not sold that he is the answer. I watched him regress as the season went on. You know, he started out gangbusters like the whole team and came back to earth. Don't bet on him being a top 10 quarterback. But then again, what do I know? I'm a guy with a voodoo doll and a day job. Tape him to my shoulder. Yeah, that's a good idea. Tape him up on my shoulder. There you go. It'll look like a parrot. Let's see. Well, the weather, it's actually up here in Northern Virginia. It's about 38 degrees right now, and we're supposed to get like some wet snow tonight. So I'm hoping that the weather in Houston will be nicer than up here in Northern Virginia. You know, well, Terrence Williams, you know, if he goes, he goes. I'd like to keep Church, though, because Church actually had a pretty good season, although he's going to probably command a good chunk of change. Cowboys D 2017. Cowboys defense is going to have to do something bold. I was going to talk about this in a video later on, but you have basically two philosophies right now. You have what the Cowboys have been doing, which is bargain basement shopping and free agency and building through the draft. Ultimately, that's the best long-term solution to build. Then you have the New York Giants that went out and basically spent $250 million on their defense. And by doing so, they actually were one of the few teams that actually got better on their defense by doing that. And I think what the Cowboys are going to need to do is come a little bit closer between the two of those ideas. We need to keep building through the draft. We've built a great base of a team through the draft, but we got to get a real bang on that defense. And I don't think drafting at 28, we're going to be able to pick up a big bang that's going to be effective for next year. I think our first pick is going to end up being, unfortunately, By the time you get to 28, it's a crapshoot. You don't know if it's going to be a run on defensive linemen, if it's going to be a run on quarterbacks or whatever. You basically are going to be drafting for the best player available. It's super shitty still. Okay, in West Virginia, yeah, it's supposed to be heading our way. They've been salting the roads all day. We need a corner and a defensive end. I agree. That's why I keep saying Calais Campbell. You guys keep talking about Calais Campbell. Put it out into the universe that we want to have Calais Campbell for the Dallas Cowboys. And maybe it'll come true, because that is what that defense needs. A big body that gets to the quarterback and is consistent. You put him on that defense, our defense will come a hell of a long ways. Okay. So I've been holding this for 11 minutes now. Okay, so this isn't too bad. I can see, though, I couldn't do this for hours because my arm will probably drop off. But I'm actually glad that this works as good as it does. In fact, I can't wait to get back to the house and try it and see how it actually sounds. Of course, my neighbor's up here looking at me like I'm crazy. Hello. How you doing? Just got photobombed. So yeah, this is actually going to be really fun to do. I can't wait to do this in Houston in a crowd and see the responses, because you know what's going to happen. You're walking through, you're having a conversation, and you're going to have people all around you that are going to be going like, what's going on? Ah, and jumping in the camera and stuff. So we're going to have a lot of fun at Super Bowl, and I hope you guys will join me. And maybe, if we're lucky, just maybe, next year, our Dallas Cowboys will be there. One of the players... he can make us better, but doesn't... here's the thing. He does play in a different defense, but a guy like that, whether you put him at tackle or you put him at defensive end, he can play all the spots on the field. He ends up shifting from spot to spot to spot. So that's one of those players that can transcend the defenses. Trust me, he would make a hell of an impact. You know, Carr gets a bad rep because, Dak, because of that contract that he signed. But you got to I tell you one thing: he never misses games, and he's consistent. Is he a top 10 shutdown corner? No, but he's actually pretty consistent. And I dare say, you're not going to have a lot of options out there, price-wise, that you're going to be able to bring in and think they're going to be a stud, shutdown corner. I agree with you on the Senior Bowl, and I got to tell you, when I look at the quarterbacks out there, none of them stood out at all. And that's what I was saying, that I think Tony Romo's value, when you look, if you need a quarterback, all of a sudden goes up, because there's not much out there as far as quarterbacks go. And quite frankly, nobody really stood out that much to me from what I saw earlier. And again, I haven't watched the whole game and seen all the highlights and stuff. I've been kind of busy getting ready for the Super Bowl trip and trying to get stuff done. Morris Claiborne, I'm sorry, I'm done with Morris. Morris is made of glass. I love the guy. I wish that he had panned out, especially with us giving up a number 1 and number 2 draft pick. But how long do you keep waiting? I mean, every year it's been injury after injury. First half of the season, he was playing fantastic. But again, he always has these freak accidents and incidents that keep him off the field. So if you can't stay on the field, you're no good to me. It's the same thing with Tony Romo. Hell, if Tony Romo could stay healthy, I'd say, hey, Tony Romo should have been starting. But Tony Romo hasn't shown over the last few years that he can stay healthy. And you can't build a team on a guy being there 50% of the time. Well, what we really need is we need a ball-hawking safety, Dak. I mean, we need some turnovers. That was the biggest thing that was missing from this defense. If we could have gotten more interceptions, I think we had, 4 or 5 for the whole season? That's what I was saying. Believe it or not, Calais Campbell would be second on our team in interceptions this year. That's how bad we were picking off the ball. We got a lot of strip sacks. We got a lot of fumbles, but we wouldn't do jack crap as far as interceptions, and we need to get that. This just kind of freaks me out because I'm actually seeing myself in here, and I see what goes on behind me as well. So it's kind of cool, and I can't wait to do this in a crowd of people and stuff. You know, oh, this is gonna be fun. Start Brown, but yeah, Jonathan. Yeah, you got to have guys that can stay on the field. It doesn't matter. You know, if I can get 3 good games out, he doesn't mean crap because we still have 13 other ones. And that's where a lot of people keep talking about, you know, oh, we need to re-sign DeMarcus Ware. Yeah, DeMarcus Ware is good for 4 or 5 games, but what about all the other games? And if you're not there for playoffs, what good does it do? I mean, Morris Claiborne, like I said, he was great the first half of the season, but by the time he came back for playoffs, he couldn't do crap. And he was half of the game, he was still out. 1 year, I meant. Mo is good and cheap. But cheap doesn't win you Super Bowls if you can't stay on the field. I mean, come on, let's be real here. Well, here's the thing. When we start talking about backup quarterbacks, there's a lack of quarterbacks out there, period. I dare say that Mark Sanchez might actually, if we don't re-sign him, he might be someplace actually starting. That's how bad it is out there right now. I mean, Brandon Wheaton still has a job. Brandon Wheaton, okay? Now, Barry's going to be way too much. And forget about JPP. He's going to be way too much as well. Well, here's the thing. You don't know what's going to be left over by the time we pick at 28. And as far as getting a defensive end, if you're looking for an impact for this year, chances are you're not getting that. I mean, unless you're in like the top half of the draft, back in years ago where like Aaron Donald was actually an impact player, there aren't going to be those guys that are hanging around that you're going to see at 28. If they start Tony Romo over Dak Prescott, man, I tell you what, I mean, that might be enough for me to turn in my Dallas Cowboy card. And that's pretty hard for me to even say that, but that would be just crazy. I was talking about this video before about how rumors get started with Doug Gottlieb because he's going around now talking about, well, what would be the trade value of Dak Prescott? And I know what that's leading up to is some people are going to start saying that the Cowboys are exploring trading Dak Prescott, and that's the kind of bullshit that really just kind of irks me. I agree with you on that, Dak. We do need to concentrate on getting players to build the team with. The Cowboys have looked a lot of times for players that are undervalued because of their injury past. Jalen Smith, Sean Lee was another one, Bruce Carter, Morris Claiborne. When we moved up to get him, he had a messed up hand and couldn't do the off season. And I'm not sure that that's always the best route. I mean, it does work out from time to time, but sometimes you just get a guy who just stays injury prone. And I'm hoping that Jalen Smith becomes the real deal, but there's no guarantees that he'll ever play again. I mean, they're talking about it looking like he's doing pretty good, but you just don't know how that leg is really reacting, and are we just getting sold a bill of goods to make it look like they made a smart choice? And we won't know that until next year when he gets out on the field. Are there good defensive ends? Yeah, there's a lot of good defensive ends out there, but the problem is the really good ones are going to be gone by the time we draft. Yeah, I think, again, that's one of those things that it's great for talking sports, but it's not going to happen that Tony Romo. You can't keep Tony Romo around with that contract. I'm sorry. Not with the holes that we're going to have on the team. You've got to look at that being more than likely a June 1st cut where we can put off his cap hit over 2 seasons and basically create about $15 million of space. I mean, honestly, as a fan, even you Romosexuals out there, would you rather keep Tony Romo on the roster, okay, or would you rather take $15 million and put it towards other players that are going to be on the field? Honestly, because that's what it really amounts to. If you're saying keep Tony Romo, what you're saying is don't spend $15 million on free agents and re-signing your players. Okay? When you put it in dollars and cents that way, the only rational decision is $15 million spread out on the team, signing your free agents and getting free agents is going to be better than having another backup quarterback. Okay? I mean, that's what it really amounts to. And you can't tie up $24 million for a backup. Sorry. Circus show. Love that. Okay. So, if we drafted J.J. Watt, yeah, he'd be well, he might be, but then again, he might not be. There's no guarantee that his brother's going to be as good as him, but you never know. Okay, so guys, I'm actually back home. This was just a test to see how well this works, and I've been holding this cell phone microphone system here for 20 minutes now, and I'm going to go ahead and end this. We will live stream tonight during the Pro Bowl, and we'll talk and see what you guys think about this and see if this is a winner or if we need to can this. So as always, guys, thank you for being part of the Joe Boo Report, and I will see you tonight.